Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we'll start with Human Development Index, and in the end we'll discuss all those four articles, Article 15 to 18. Okay, because these things are important. Most of the people have read those things, so we can discuss those things. But these are very important things which we need to discuss. So today we'll start with Human Development Index. Okay, so there are two, three things which we need to know about it. That who should I ask? Maybe uh, Ayushi Jonwal. Can you please tell me who actually released this index? Ayushi, can you hear me? Okay, UNDP. So UNDP is the agency which actually released this index. Okay, and it's a yearly index. And Mehboob ul Haq was an economist
Hello.
from Pakistan. Yes. Bhavesh, I'm trying to mute you, but every time you are just unmuting yourself. If this is the case, then I'll have to remove you from the meeting. Yes. So these are three things, and actually, it is based on three dimension and four indicators. So three dimensions are a long and healthy life. Second is being knowledgeable, and third is a decent standard of living for everyone. Okay, and these four indicators are expectancy for health, okay, and expected years of schooling, mean of years of schooling for education, and gross national income per capita for the standard of living. So these are the four indicators which is being used by the uh, which is being used by UNDP to calculate this index. So I want to ask someone that can you please tell me what is the meaning of life expectancy at birth, and who should I ask? Just a second. Animes, please tell me.
Sir, number of children surviving after birth they are surviving. So how can I per 1,000 that is the case.
Anything else which you want to add in?
Sir, life expectancy of a children after birth till 5 years.
Only 5 years?
Mortality rate.
Actually, whatever anime is told, and that is correct. Okay, so I just want to define it, and as for UNDP, I'm defining it. Basically, it's the number of years a newborn infant. So we won't say, children, we'll say infant. Okay, newborn infant could expect to live if prevailing pattern of age specific mortality rate at the time of birth were to stay the same throughout the life of that child's life. Okay, so this is basic definition given by the UNDP related to life expectancy. Second things, there are two things which is mean years of schooling. So can you please tell me that what does it mean? Ankita Shekhar. See, all these definition will help you in mains examination. I don't know whether they'll ask in prelims or not, but in mains you can use all these things.
So level of graduation.
No, I'm asking about mean years of schooling.
No, so I'm not sure.
Anybody else who has the idea about it?
Sir, number of years of schooling completed uh, at particular age. I'm forgetting the age. Suppose it is
Yes, at
25 years.
every level, at each level of education. Exactly.
Okay.
And what about expected years?
It's 12.2 years, maybe.
No, I'm not asking data. I'm just asking the basic definition that what does it mean?
सर एक्चुअली में कितनी इयर्स की स्कूलिंग होनी चाहिए थी उस एज पे आई थिंक
Anyone else?
It's the number of years of schooling of a child at the end, at the age of the entrance, expected to receive from the age of entrance.
I guess it's between like from 1 year to till 18 years. For how many years that a person has been enrolled in school?
Yeah, one thing. This is one criteria. There is another one. There are two things in it.
Maybe, sir, they have. I guess they have also defined a particular number of years that this is that year. Those number of years are regarded as best. Like I guess 12 or 15 years are regarded that a person should have at least 12 or 15 years of education till that person is of 18 years.
Okay, so let me tell you that UNDP defined two criteria, and in first criteria they say that enrollment by age at all levels of education. So this is the first criteria which they are using, to figure out expected years of schooling. And second thing, the number of children of a school age in the population for each level of education. So these are the two criteria which they are using to get this education index. And last thing is that decent standard of living. So it is basically based on income. Is a income based measure, and GNI per capita adjusted by PPP, purchasing power parity. So these are the four indicators which they use to calculate it. And can you please tell me what is the ranking of India in 2020's HDI?
131.
131.
31.
131.
Okay. So this document I'll give you so you can read about it. This all these important things we have discussed about it. Now we'll discuss geographical locations. So first location is the Red Sea, and second is Black Sea, red and black. Okay, so this Bab al Mandeb Strait and Gulf of Aden. Okay, these are two things which are important and which you need to know because most of the time they are in the news. So they are in basically Red Sea, and we will not discuss much. Okay, and Peninsula, Gulf of Aqaba, and Gulf of Suez is also there. So we'll directly jump to the location that which are the country and that actually surround Red Sea. Can you see that how many countries are there? So I'll ask one by one. Who should I ask? Sandeep Kumar, can you please tell me the which are the country which forms the eastern boundary of Red Sea?
Sir, it's Saudi Arabia and Yemen.
Only Saudi Arabia and
Yemen, sir.
okay. And which are the country which forms western boundary of Red Sea? Satish.
Egypt, Sudan, Eritrea, and the Djibouti.
please listen all these things carefully, because all these Red Sea, Black Sea, Caspian Sea, these are favorite area of UPSC, and every alternative year they ask one question from this area. So please see this very carefully, and you need to remember each and everything. So we'll start all the with all the countries, and first we'll start with Jordan. So this is Jordan, okay, and Jordan is touching Red Sea. This is Israel. So Israel is also touching Red Sea, and this is Saudi Arabia. This entire so Saudi Arabia touches Red Sea, and this is Yemen. Yemen is also there, and Djibouti. This is Djibouti, and this is Djibouti. So Djibouti touches Red Sea, and Eritrea also touches it. Sudan is there, and Egypt is there. So how many countries are there which actually touch the Red Sea?
9.
8 countries.
9.
8.
8 countries, sir.
Yes, exactly, 8 countries. So remember all these things. You are seeing things in front of your eyes, and you are unable to tell things. So, yes, Jordan and Israel both.
Sir, it is 9.
Why it is 9? First, Egypt,
I
Sudan,
have
Sudan 2, Eritrea 3, Djibouti 4, Yemen 5th, Saudi Arabia 6th, Jordan 7th, Israel 8th. And we'll have to see the location once again, Jordan or Israel, if there is anything.
Sir, Jordan and Israel don't touch.
Sir, I have a doubt.
No,
Sir, are we considering Gulf of Aqaba and Gulf of Suez into
we
Red
are
Sea?
we are considering everything.
Sir, but we can't consider them as a single entity. No, Red Sea is something different, and Gulf of Aqaba is something different.
Yes, sir, I agree with Rajandeep here.
Sir, it's not in our discretion. Like we can consider anything like that.
So you're seeing that these two things, Gulf and Aqaba, and Gulf, which one? Yeah,
The
this
Aqaba and Suez, yeah. The one on the topmost, on the right hand side, it is Gulf of Aqaba on the eastern boundary, and on right hand side, it is Gulf of Suez. Like, yeah, over Egypt, it's Gulf of Suez, and over
this is
Israel, near
Gulf of Suez.
Israel,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's
near
Gulf of Aqaba.
yeah, sir. Basically, Red Sea doesn't touch like Israel and Jordan.
Yes, sir, she is correct. Even Wikipedia also it is written that they don't touch this Red Sea.
Okay, so then the number of countries are, how many countries are there then? 6?
6.
6, yeah.
6, sir.
Sir, Somalia also touches Red Sea.
No, Somalia doesn't
No,
touch.
where is Somalia?
No,
Somalia doesn't touch it. So 6 countries are there, okay?
Yes.
And what is this point? Anybody who can tell this? This area?
Strait of
Babel
Babel.
Mandeb, sir.
Yeah, Babal Mandab.
Babel Mandeb.
Yes. So now we'll discuss about Black Sea. So we'll directly see the map. So in Black Sea, you can see Ukraine is one country, and second is Russia, third is Georgia, fourth is Turkey, fifth is Bulgaria, and sixth is Romania. Any other country can you see in it?
No, sir.
No, that's it.
No, sir.
no, sir.
Only 6, right? 1, 2,
Yes, sir.
3, 4, 5, 6. So now what we need to do, we need to arrange these countries from east to west and south, north to south also. So who should I ask? And Dolly Pata, can you arrange? I'll write down Romania.
So east to west.
Just a second. Bulgaria and then Georgia and Turkey. Only these three countries, west to east. Romania, Bulgaria,
Romania,
and Georgia. Okay, Romania,
then Bulgaria,
Bulgaria,
then Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, and if we have to arrange from north to south, then in these three countries, Romania, Bulgaria, and Turkey. So Romania will be in the north, northmost
Then
country.
Bulgaria,
Bulgaria will
then
be in
Turkey.
the middle, and Turkey will be here. Okay, and see, Turkey also touches Mediterranean Sea. So we'll discuss about it tomorrow. But for today, these six countries. Okay, Guneep, can you please tell me that how many countries touches Red Sea?
So 6.
Can you please tell me the name of three countries?
Yes, sir. Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Yemen.
And who should I ask? Neha Sahu. Neha, can you please tell me the name of other three countries?
Sir, Eritrea, uh, Djibouti, Sudan.
And Eritrea. Preeti Yadav, do you agree with Neha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the six countries which touches Red Sea.
सर ट्रिक है एक
हाँ जी, बताइए, ट्रिक भी बता दीजिए.
सर डेजी
क्या देवी?
डेजी डेजी DESSEY
This one?
No, not for
SSEY
this one.
Red Sea
For Red Sea.
for Black Sea sir गुर्बत
No, it is tea burger.
बोर्जार्टी बोर्जार्टी
इसका पहले बता दो, डेजी किसके लिए है ये?
सर ये रेड सी
डेजी रेड सी के लिए है.
हाँ ठीक है, जिबूती हो गया, इरिट्रिया हो गया, इस सूडान हो गया, इस सऊदी अरेबिया हो गया, और
इजिप्ट एंड यमन.
इजिप्ट हो गया, और ये यमन हो गया. ठीक है, ये आपका डेजी. डेजी को याद रख लेना, डेजी शाह को. ठीक है.
So you
इसका एक
can
और है
use
सर,
like
इसका
a
एक और.
name also, like S Syed, which I gave. So it's like S for Sudan, and then SS Saudi Arabia, then Yemen, and then Egypt, Eritrea, and Djibouti.
Okay, so whichever you like. If you like S Syed, then you can remember S Syed. If you like Daisy, then you can remember Daisy. Okay, but remember at least one. Okay, and what about for this Black Sea?
सर गुर्बत
टी बर्गर.
टी एंड बर्गर.
Tea,
टर्की.
एंड बर्गर.
बर्गर. बुल्गारिया, यूक्रेन, रशिया.
रोमानिया.
Russia.
G is Georgia and R is Russia.
T for Turkey, B for Bulgaria, R for Russia, G Georgia, and Romania. अभी यूक्रेन भी बीच में आ गया, इससे यूक्रेन हो गया. ठीक है, टी बर्गर याद रख लेना. अभी हो गया ना इतना?
सर.
चलो अब आगे देखते हैं. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग
सर.
नेशनल पार्क डिस्कस. हाँ बताओ अनिमेश.
Sir, in above Black Sea map,
Mhm.
you can add a Strait of Kerch and Bosphorus Strait also that connect to Sea of Azov and Sea of Marmara.
ठीक है, इसके अलावा किसी को कुछ ऐड करना है इसमें?
यस सर। सर दो चीजें ट्रिविया। पहली बात तो ये कि ये एक मेरोमेटिक बेसिक वो बेसिन है। तो इसमें क्या होता है ना कि जो लेयर्स ऑफ वाटर है वो मिलते नहीं है। सो दैट व्हाट हैपेंस इज इसके नीचे लाइक द डीपर सी, द डीपर रीजन ऑफ द सी, इट लैक्स डिसॉल्व्ड ऑक्सीजन। उसकी वजह से वहां पे जितने भी शिपरेक होते हैं ना वो हमेशा प्रिजर्व्ड रहते हैं।
हम्म।
ऑल्सो यहाँ पे 5 मेजर रिवर्स यहाँ पे ड्रेन होती हैं। आई कुड ओनली रिमेम्बर वन विच वाज द दानुबे रिवर and I think it flows through Romania and Ukraine. I think, I'm not sure.
हाँ, ये इसी साइड से आती है।
Yeah.
And sir, some three other are Dniester, Dnieper, and Don.
Which one? Can
In
you
Black
please
Sea, the
write down the
three.
name in comment section so that other can also see.
Yes,
Also, sir, another thing, ये जो ब्लैक सी के ऊपर ये सी ऑफ अजोव के नीचे हमें क्रिमिया दिख रहा है ना, इट इज अ वेरी लाइक स्ट्रेटेजिक, हेंस रशिया annexed this
हाँ।
place because इसकी वजह से उनको सीधा मेडिटेरेनियन सी का एक्सेस मिल जाता है थ्रू टर्की, स्ट्रेट ऑफ मार्मरा, एजियन सी के थ्रू। इसलिए उन्होंने अनेक्स किया था बिकॉज रशिया के जितने सारे पोर्ट्स हैं वो हमेशा फ्रोजन रहते हैं। दिस इज द ओनली लाइक नॉट हमेशा फ्रोजन रहते हैं, लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम फ्रोजन रहते हैं, हेंस इट्स वेरी स्ट्रेटेजिक फॉर देम।
Please remember these rivers because these days UPSC asking river also. This year they asked a question and that was some Russian river if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, sir,
Volga
Volga.
river or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Volga river. There is a movie on Volga river if I'm not wrong.
Wish I had watched it before.
Okay. So now anyone has to add anything in
Sir,
these three topics? Yes.
sir, hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can Animesh repeat what he said? Can Animesh repeat what he said? I didn't get some point he was saying.
Just
Animesh, आप
actually,
repeat कर दो एक बार.
sir, can you show the map once? See, there is two seas here, Sea of Azov and Sea of Marmara. So Black Sea is connected to Sea of Azov through Strait of Kerch and through Sea of Marmara through Bosphorus Strait. So straits are also important. They ask for Mediterranean Sea they ask.
ठीक है, बाकी एनिमेस आप एक बार कमेंट में लिख दो तो लोग पढ़ लेंगे उसको, ठीक है?
सर
यस
सर एक डाउट है, जब हम रेड सी का डिस्कस कर रहे थे और गल्फ ऑफ अकाबा के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे थे, तो अगर पेपर में क्वेश्चन आता है कि द कंट्रीज बॉर्डरिंग रेड सी and if they mention Israel and Jordan, so do we have to assume it that it is a general question where they are asking only about Red Sea? क्योंकि टेक्निकली अगर देखा जाए तो ज्योग्राफी में गल्फ इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ लार्जर वाटर बॉडी,
हाँ,
सो
वो
बेसिकली
तो
गल्फ
है.
ऑफ अकाबा is a part of Red Sea. So we
Even
would
Gulf of
consider.
but इसके बारे में थोड़ा देख लेंगे कुछ. मैं भी इसके बारे में कंफर्म नहीं कह सकता कि what we can consider because it depends on UPSC how they are saying things.
Yeah, so that is what I was asking. So
Sir,
we'll
actually,
go into that
they
geographical.
just simply Wikipedia it.
So they won't go in that detail.
No, they won't go in details. Simply they will just do Wikipedia, and in Wikipedia it's written that there are 6 countries. So don't worry about it.
Okay, so now we'll move ahead and we'll discuss Manas National Park. So it's basically
So before you start national park, मुझे एक चीज पूछनी थी. Yesterday you asked some questions to Animesh which I didn't catch. I was going to ask you then and there, but शायद आप मतलब उस टाइम बहुत disturbance हो रहा था, इसे नहीं सुन पाया आप. कुछ आपने पूछा था endangered को लेके कि ऐसी कोई पता नहीं. I don't even remember now.
मैंने पूछा था कि किसके बारे में हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे. कोई स्पीसीज थी एंड आई वाज लाइक कि इफ आई से दिस इज द व्हिच वी वर डिस्कसिंग Huluk gibbon, what we were discussing.
Huluk gibbons.
Huluk gibbons we were discussing. So I was saying that yes. Western, yes. So there are two type of Huluk gibbon. One is Western and another is Eastern. So I was saying that if I say Western Huluk gibbon is found in that particular national park, so this statement is correct or incorrect?
No, no, sir. That part I understood. It was anyway. I don't even remember. I
Sir,
think कुछ endangered के.
sir, actually, you were saying something about Schedule 3, 4 for a national park. Like you were categorizing national parks, which I also didn't get. Like, what was it?
No, I was not categorizing. I was talking about that some particular species. Okay, and I was asking whether this species is uh, under which schedule is this?
So four big
You
cats
asked about it. It comes under schedule 1, like that you said, gibbons.
No, sir, no, sir. Actually, what happened? You said that can endangered species be kept in Schedule 3 and Schedule 4? So the answer was that it cannot be kept because endangered needs highest protection.
Yeah, that thing I was asking. I was not asking about national park. I was not relating because IUCN has a criteria. IUCN category 1 national park, category 1, category 2, like this. But I was asking about that species only.
Yes, yes, sir. I got
Okay,
it now.
sir.
Yeah,
Now we
fine.
got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, actually, at that time there was like lots of disturbances, so we were not able to hear it properly.
Yes. So, can you please tell me that how many national parks are there in Assam? And I'll ask someone. Who should I ask? Maybe who should I ask? Dharini, can you please tell me that how many national parks are there in Assam?
Sir, there are 5 national parks in Assam.
Can you please name them?
Manas National Park,
Okay,
Kaziranga
and if I
National Park.
and if I say that you have to arrange those national park in the order from west to east, then can you please?
Sorry, sir, I think.
Oh, just name them.
Dibru Saikova, Kaziranga National Park,
Dibru, Saikova, Kaziranga,
Manas,
Fort. Manas
Orang,
is there.
Orang National Park.
Orang, yes.
I remember these 4, sir. 4 only.
Nameri is also there.
Ah, yes, Nameri.
So even Dehing Patkai is. I think there are 6 national parks in Assam.
6 national.
Are there 6 or
Yes,
5?
sir.
So
So
Dehing
the
Patkai
sixth one is
is there.
Dehing Patka. I think it has been 2019 में add किया. I'm not sure.
2020.
Oh yeah, 2020.
2020 में ऐड किया है सर.
Yes,
Which
sir.
one?
Recently added. Dehing Patkai.
Dehing Patkai.
I think it's near
Ah,
Assam, Arunachal Pradesh border.
Actually, it was a wildlife sanctuary earlier, and now
हाँ,
it has been upgraded to a national park.
so there are 6. Abhi on yes, in December only, on 30th of December 2020, it has been upgraded to national park. So there are 6. Dihing, Patkai. The good thing is that we have people from every part of India. Okay, so we'll talk about Manas National Park. So Manas National Park is it was a wildlife sanctuary. It's a UNESCO Natural World Heritage Site. It There is a Project Tiger going on in this national park, Elephant Reserve also, and some biosphere reserve also. And it touches Royal Manas National Park in Bhutan, and anything else. I mean, districts are not important, but this Chirang and Buxa district, these two districts are there, and they are in the autonomous territorial region. So this thing is not important. What is important that whether it's a UNESCO Natural Heritage Site or not, Project Tiger. All these things are important, and this thing is also important. And you can see the species: Assam roofed turtle, hispid hare, golden langur, pygmy hog, and it is also basically famous for wild water buffalo and Manas River, which is a major tributary of Brahmaputra. It passes through this national park, and therefore the park has been named after this river. And you can see that these are two major biomes present in Manas. One is the grassland, and another one is the forest biomes. So in grassland, you can find pygmy hog, Indian rhino. It was reintroduced in 2007. It was actually extinct due to heavy poaching during this Bordeaux uprising. And then Bengal floricane is there, wild Asian buffalo is there. So these things I'll discuss. So can you please tell me that what is the status of pygmy hawk?
Endangered.
Critically endangered.
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 As per the IUCN site.
Critically endangered.
और कोई किसी को कुछ और कहना हो? Endangered है ये. ठीक है, याद रखना है इसके बारे में. पिग्मी होग इट्स endangered. अभी I am just referring Wikipedia and I hope that it's correct. But once again, I'll request that everyone that please recheck it. And what about Indian rhino?
Vulnerable.
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 Okay, so how many?
Vulnerable.
There are many types of rhinos. So can you please tell me, name some of them?
Sumatran, Java.
Sumatran, Javan, the
Javan.
one horn, and I think there is white rhino something.
Yeah, white
If
rhino.
I'm not wrong.
Recently, this
There are 5 types of rhino.
Sumatran rhino was in the news. So can you please tell me that what was the reason of it being in the
It
news?
vanished from Malaysia and its only population survives in Indonesia.
Yes, and what is its status?
Critically endangered.
Critically endangered.
Critically endangered.
Yeah. So Sumatran rhino is critically endangered. Okay, and you have heard that it has been, extinct from Malaysia. Now we'll discuss about
Sir,
orang.
pygmy
Yes,
is also critically endangered.
pygmy hog.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is critically endangered.
अभी
Yes,
आप
right.
IUCN पे ना एक बार इसके बारे में प्लीज चेक अबाउट पिग्मी होग बिकॉज आई read it from Wikipedia and in Wikipedia it was mentioned and endangered.
So it is
Sir, on
critically
IUCN
endangered.
site, it
IUCN red
is
list of
critically
certain.
endangered.
So it is the smallest wild pig, and it is only found in Manas.
Yes, in IUCN sites it's critically endangered. So pygmy hog is critically endangered and
Yes, sir.
UPSC may ask question on it. So remember this thing, okay? And now we'll discuss about Orang National Park. So basically it is on the bank of northern bank of Brahmaputra River. Darang and Sonitpur district are there, and kind of subtropical monsoon climate, and we can find Royal Bengal tiger, Asiatic elephant, pygmy hog deer, and wild boar. So we have already discussed about pygmy hog. It's a critically endangered. And what about Royal Bengal tiger?
Endangered.
Endangered.
And what about Asiatic elephant?
Endangered.
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 This Bengal tiger is endangered, and Asiatic elephant.
Endangered.
पक्का?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अभी यूपीएससी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था इस पर एक कुछ साल पहले
2020.
2020 में ही पूछा था ना. हाँ.
It was about gestation period.
But you can find that on WWF website, World Wildlife Fund's website. They have clearly mentioned everything, and they did not mention now. They have mentioned it long back.
वो
Because
elimination
I was
से हट जाता है.
okay.
No,
And
but that's
what
a
about?
very random information
But
to
trust me, you know
remember.
what? There are some species called priority species. I don't remember exactly on WWF's website. So Asiatic elephant is among them. So what I was doing, I was just reading about them, and I was making some sort of notes. So I read about elephant, and because I liked the information, so I have written everything. Yeah. So we'll talk about now wild boar. So what is its status? Anybody?
Sir, is it Vermin?
It's a least concerned. LC.
Critical endangered,
Okay.
sir.
No, it's not. I'm saying least concerned. And what about hog deer?
Endangered.
Endangered, sir.
Yes, it's
So I had a
it's
question.
endangered. Yes, please.
I'm not sure, but मानस में असम रूफ टर्टल मिलता है, but बाकी किस में मिलता है? I don't know.
मानस में तो है, देखो लिखा है ना ऊपर.
हाँ, right.
बाकी ये सब चीजें देखो, बिकॉज बाय वी आर डूइंग यूपीएससी. अभी रिसेंटली एक पूछा था ना, कौन सा डियर था वो, मस्क डियर था या कौन सा डियर था, जिसके बारे में यूपीएससी ने अभी रिसेंट 2020 में क्वेश्चन पूछा था. सो
Barsinga.
यूपीएससी
Yes, it was musky.
Himalayan.
जो गंगोत्री नेशनल पार्क में होती है.
Yes, sir.
तो
Must be a sport messenger.
तो यूपीएससी ये सब पूछ लेती है. तो हमारा दो पर्पस सर्व हो रहे हैं. एक तो वी आर डूइंग नेशनल पार्क. सेकंड थिंग की जो स्पीसीज है ना, हमको स्पीसीज मिलते जा रहे हैं, हम उनको भी एक तरीके से कवर करते जा रहे हैं. बस यूपीएससी इतना ही पूछता है. अगर हाथी की तरह पूछ लिया, एलिफेंट की तरह पूछ लिया, तब तो फिर अलग ही हो गया. अदरवाइज दे विल आस्क अबाउट द लोकेशन or what is the status of this particular animal or species. So we are simultaneously doing these things also. So
Okay.
therefore, yes.
So just knowing that Assam roof turtle, उसका status, that's enough.
हाँ, बस इतना. और आपको पता है कि ये असम में पाया जाता है. अभी if they have to ask a simple question, they'll ask it is they won't ask that directly that it is found in Assam, because its name only Assam roof turtle. Okay, obviously they'll ask national park.
Okay, sir.
इसका स्टेटस क्या है? अभी इतना डिस्कस हो ही गया है तो.
Endangered.
हाँ, endangered है. ठीक है, तो हमने काफ़ी सारे डिस्कस कर लिए हैं. एंड गैंगेटिक डॉल्फिन ऑल्सो वी कैन फाइंड इन दिस नेशनल पार्क. सो व्हाट इज द स्टेटस ऑफ गैंगेटिक डॉल्फिन?
Endangered.
Endangered,
And
sir.
what about Indian pangolin?
Endangered.
Endangered.
Critically
Critically
endangered.
endangered.
It is endangered. Chinese pangolin is critically endangered.
Gangetic is endangered and Indian pangolin is also endangered. Okay. Hog deer we have
Right, sir.
discussed. It's endangered, and these things if we come across, then we'll discuss in next national park.
Critically endangered.
So now we'll
Hello, sir.
discuss about yes, Animes.
Sir, Orang has highest density of tiger.
अभी कहीं लिखा तो था ये चीज. I have mentioned it somewhere. I think here, yes. This thing I have mentioned that highest tiger density is in Orang National Park.
ओके सर.
ठीक है, तो अभी हम लोग पहले काजीरंगा में था बट अभी ओरांग में है. So now we'll discuss about Nameri National Park, and it is located in Sonitpur district, and it was declared tiger reserve in 1999 and 2000, and that time it was second tiger reserve after the Manas. Okay, and you can see that these are two river. One is Jia Bhoroli, and second is Bor Dikroi. So these two rivers flows through this national park, and apart from it, these are some tributary of these river, Diji, Dinai, Nameri. So you can read about them. Okay, I'm not going to discuss all these things. When I'll give you notes, so you can read this thing, because these are not that much important. अभी यूपीएससी को इतना अंदर, वैसे यूपीएससी can ask these questions because UPSC has already asked question on Brahmaputra and tributary of Brahmaputra. So now they have to ask question from these kind of rivers only if they have to ask. So we have discussed tiger. What is the status of leopard? We have discussed it.
Endangered.
Tiger is
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, sir.
Tiger is endangered, and this leopard is vulnerable. Okay, and what about hog deer? We just discussed it.
Endangered.
Endangered. What about this sambar?
Critically endangered.
No, it's vulnerable. And what about clouded leopard?
Endangered.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, sir.
इसमें एक ही है endangered, बाकी इसकी तीनों स्पीसीज जो है ना वो vulnerable है. What about barking deer?
Least concern.
और एक इसके अलावा और कहाँ पाई जाती है?
नामदफा.
एंड ठीक है, अभी इसमें इतना ही डिस्कस करना है, इससे ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं. काजीरंगा, द नेक्स्ट वन इज काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क. सो यस,
Actually, in what happens, there is a calming elephant reserve. So, Sonai Rupai, Nameri, Sesa Orchid, Pakke Tiger Reserve, they form the part of this.
yes.
Because UPSC asked one question regarding Agastya Malai Sanctuary. So, this can be also asked.
Okay.
So, this can be also asked.
ठीक है, अभी इसमें इतना ही डिस्कस करना है, इससे ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं. काजीरंगा नेशनल पार्क. सो यस,
So this can be also asked.
Yes, so I think I have mentioned this Nameri National Park and Sonai Rupai Wildlife Sanctuary. It has two core areas. This thing I have mentioned here. Okay, and somewhere I have mentioned about this Pakke National Park also. Yes, here I have mentioned that this it adjoins Arunachal Pradesh, Pakke, this thing, whatever Pakke Sanctuary. Okay, so this thing I have mentioned. It's a tiger reserve also. This Pakui
Yes,
is
sir.
tiger
Pakke,
reserve also.
yeah, they asked in UPSC Pakhui.
Yeah, Pakui. So on this this thing I have already mentioned here. Okay, and now we'll discuss about Kaziranga. So Kaziranga is basically it was declared tiger reserve in 2006, and that time it had highest density of tigers. But right now Orang has the highest tiger density, and uh, you'll find elephants, wild water buffalo, and swamp deer. Okay, so let me ask you that what is the status of swamp deer?
Vulnerable.
And what is the other name of swamp deer? Hindi name, which we call it.
Barasinga.
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 हाँ जी बारासिंगा और ये वल्नरेबल है ठीक है एंड इट इज़ ऑल्सो रिकग्नाइज्ड एज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट बर्ड एरिया बाय बर्ड लाइफ इंटरनेशनल इसके बारे में पढ़ लेना बर्ड लाइफ इंटरनेशनल के बारे में एक बार यूपीएससी ने क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया था वैसे मैं कवर करूँगा बट एक बार प्लीज़ गो थ्रू इट एंड इट इज़ लोकेटेड ऑन द एज ऑफ ईस्टर्न हिमालयन बायोडाइवर्सिटी हॉटस्पॉट and these basically river Mora Diflu, which forms the southern boundary of this national park, is there, and these other rivers Diflu and Mora Dhansri, these river are there. Okay, so this much is, and this anyone has to add anything in this Kaziranga National Park apart from the things which
Sir,
we
it
have
is
discussed.
home of Big Five.
It's a home of
Big Five. Big Five are tiger, rhino, elephant. Big Five.
big big, right?
Yeah, big five.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
have
sir.
mentioned. Big Five. It's a home of tiger, rhino, elephant. What are others two?
Wild water buffalo.
Wild buffalo and swamp deer.
Swamp deer.
Swamp deer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt that the four species mentioned tiger, rhino, elephant, and wild water buffalo. So these are also the big four species, right?
Yes.
So while discussing Naam Data, we also discussed that
Sir, unmute your mic.
excuse me. Hello.
Yes, I am listening.
Yes, sir. While discussing Naam Data, we also discussed that it is the only national park which conserves the big four species. These four.
No, it was big cat
Big
species.
four cat species.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, you are mute.
Okay. So this is Biosphere Reserve. Okay, and there is another Biosphere Reserve in Assam. So let me ask someone. Who should I ask? Muskan Goyal. Muskan, can you please tell me that? Can you please tell me the name of another biosphere reserve which is located in Assam apart from Dibru Saikhowa National Park?
Sir, other biosphere reserve.
Yes. We have just discussed that.
Kaziranga? No, sir, Manas.
Yes, it's Manas. अभी आप लोग गौर से सुनो चीजें, अगर आप गौर से नहीं सुनोगे फिर ऐसी गड़बड़ हो जाएगा। अभी यहीं की यहीं गड़बड़ हो रहा है, यूपीएससी पूछ ले तब। ये कोई क्लास नहीं है ना, ये सब डिस्कशन हो रहा है, ठीक है। आई एम ऑल्सो डिस्कसिंग एंड यू पीपल आर ऑल्सो डिस्कसिंग। तो जो डिस्कशन हो रहा है उसको
Biosphere.
काजीरंगा इज नॉट बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, मानस इज। ठीक है, तो इतना we have discussed, and it is bounded by Brahmaputra and Lohit river in the north and Dibru river in the south. And there are 36 species of mammal that have been recorded in this national park so far. And tiger we have discussed, it's endangered. Elephant endangered. There are four kind of leopard, so three are vulnerable and one is this endangered. Okay, then jungle cat, bears, small Indian civet, Gangetic dolphin. What is the status of Gangetic dolphin? Let me ask someone. Uh, Rajandeep, please tell me. Can you hear me, Rajandeep? She's not there. Satish, can you please hear? Can you hear me? Can you please tell me what is the IUCN status of?
Endangered.
Okay, endangered. Okay, and it is identified as an important bird area. So, and this park is renowned for natural regeneration of salix trees. So this much is there. And sambar we have discussed, barking deer we have discussed. What is the status of water buffalo? Anybody?
Endangered.
Endangered, sir.
Okay. So apart from Dibru Saikhowa National Park, where we can find water buffalo in Assam? In which national park we can find? Uh, this guy
Kaziranga.
asked.
Around National Park.
Okay, so anyone has to add anything in this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go
So
ahead.
this park is primarily meant for the conservation of white-winged wooden duck. Hello?
Go ahead. We are listening you.
White-winged wooden ducks. Primarily endangered.
White wing.
Wood duck.
Can you please spell?
WOOD.
This?
PUCK.
This one?
Duck, sir. Duck. DUCK.
Sir, DUCK dark.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we'll discuss about International Labour Organization. So as you can see, this is the only tri-party UN agency, and it came into existence in 1919. So there was no United Nation at that point of time. What agency was there? And I'll ask someone. Gargi Gupta, can you please tell me? We are saying it is United Nations uh, oldest and first uh, agency. However, United Nations came into existence after the World War Two, WW2. So, what agency was there before United Nations?
of Nations.
Which one?
League
League
of
of
Nations.
Nations.
Yeah, League of Nations. So it was the agency of initially League of Nations, and then League of Nations became United Nations, and this so it basically sets the labor standard, develop policies, and devise program promoting
Um,
decent work for
sir,
women and men. Yes,
sir, I have a small doubt.
yes.
Sir, why do they say कि ILO सबसे oldest है जबकि ITU तो 1885 या कभी बने थे?
क्या बना था 1885 में?
ITU International Telecommunication
ITU
yeah
ITU अभी पता नहीं क्यों कहते हैं, उन्हीं से पूछना पड़ेगा। हो सकता है कि दैट वाज नॉट अफिलिएटेड टू इनिशियली लीग ऑफ नेशन में भी, और कुछ हो सकता है रीजन, पता नहीं मुझे उसके बारे में, सो आई कैन टॉक मच,
okay
but this I have taken from the website of ILO only, and it was mentioned there. And it received the Nobel Prize in 1969. So this is all about it. Okay, and India is one party of it, and Geneva is the headquarter of ILO. So can you please tell me that whether Bhutan is the party of this or not? Anybody? The question is whether Bhutan is the party or member of ILO or not.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
sir.
It's not a party.
It's not a party. Remember this thing. There are, I think, eight countries which are not party to ILO. So now we'll discuss about UN Convention relating to the status of refugees, and it was in the news also because recently Home Ministry given a statement that we are not party to this convention, and therefore we are not bound to take refugee or do things according to this convention. So this was the thing which was released from the side of Home Ministry. However, we can discuss about it. So it came into existence, came into force on 22nd of April 1954, and as per its Article 43, and it is also known as Refugee Convention or Geneva Convention of July 1951. So the question is that it came into force on this date, but we know it as Geneva Convention of 28 July of 1951. So why there are two different dates?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Animesh.
Sir, in convention, actually, we decide that we'll set this, but entry of force is different date. For example, Kyoto Protocol.
Okay, so I'll throw some light on it. What happens that when convention means that these countries have agreed for some sort of, something that for something, okay, for some agenda or some objective, okay. But they say that it will come only in the force when it will be ratified by this much countries or these many parties or these, say for example, if a convention has 100 parties who are in the initial stage, so they say that if 60 parties or 45% or whatever, they can put up that condition that if these many countries or these many parties will ratify this document, then it will came into force. Same thing had happened in Kyoto Protocol also, I think Paris Agreement also, right?
Yes, sir.
yes sir
Yeah. So when certain number of party ratifies that convention, it came into force. It's simple. So
Sir,
yes.
sir,
So I have a question.
did ILO recommendation is binding or not?
ILO recommendation. I don't know about it.
It is
I'll have to
binding.
see it.
Because it is somewhere written
No,
it
sir,
is
it's not
not binding,
mandatory.
and somewhere it is written it is binding.
So we'll see about it.
So,
We can.
so I
Yes.
read it that it is internationally binding, but it doesn't put sanctions.
Yes, sir.
So what we can do, we can go to the
Hello?
website of yes.
No, sir,
Sir,
it is not
recently,
nowhere mentioned at the ILO.
I'll have to see that because see, I'll speak only that thing which I remember or which I have little bit memory. Okay, so I did not read that thing, so therefore I can't talk about it. Okay, but what we can do, we can Google it and we can see whether it's legally binding or not. Yeah, they can ask, but see, I tell you that they won't ask question on ILO. Recently, they have asked question on ILO. This is my gut feeling. Maybe in 2018 or 17, they have asked one question on ILO, if I am not wrong. But who knows? Sometimes they repeat also.
Okay, sir.
But they may ask question on this convention because it is in the news and because of Myanmar it's happening. And so what I did, I have mentioned some tribes also, the name of tribe. And this thing we have already discussed. I'll give you these notes so you can read these notes. And there are actually Mizoram in the favor of taking some refugees the from Myanmar, and the reason is that they share the same culture. They say that these are our people, so therefore they are in the favor of that. And I have mentioned these some tribe which are Indian tribes such as Mizos, Kukis, Nagas, and Jumis. Actually, they are in Myanmar also, and I'll give you these notes so you can read about these tribes also. Okay. Now, historical
hello.
terms. Yes.
Sir, recently ILO ratified one of the articles. I exactly don't recall what is that, but has a clean majority of 181 out of 187. Do
Okay.
you have any
So
idea about that?
I have a one request for you that whatever you are saying, that please search it tomorrow and discuss it in the group. Okay.
Okay.
And these are five historical terms. First is Agrahara, and it means that it's a land or place gifted by a king. Second one is Ajivika. So it's basically an ancient religious sect associated with Makhali Gosala. So can you please tell me that with which religion it is associated, Ajivikas?
Jane.
Jen.
Pakka?
Sir, it is Jivikas from where the branches of Jain and Buddhist religion evolved.
And so please Google this thing because this came in my mind, whether it belongs to Jainism or Buddhism or both. It can belong to both also, or it
So
cannot belong to anyone.
it developed as an opposition to the Vedic and Buddhism and Jainism. It was a completely different thing.
Yes. So
Yes, sir, I agree with that.
it has kind of basically rivalry with Jainism and Buddhism, and this person was behind this Ajivika sect. So in UPSC, they can ask about its philosophy or who is the founder of this sect. These two, three things they can ask. or who was the important, basically, Makhali Gosala was the important leader of Ajivika sect. Okay, now Akam is a term which means Sangam love poems. And Alvaraz we have already read in the news also, and this the Besnavite saints poet of early medieval South India. It came in news also. And what about Anekant Bad? UPSC asked this question on Anekant Bad, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's basically Jain doctrine and of the manifold nature of reality. So this is all for the day. Now I had a map which I wanted to add in it, and just give me a second. So let me add this map. Just a second, I am adding map so that I can show you all these national park. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll see about these national park. So if we have to arrange, I was talking about from west to east. So first Manas will come, and then Orang, and third one would be Nameri, fourth would be Kaziranga, and the last one would be डिब्रू साइखोवा. लो आपका एक शॉर्टकट बन गया, मॉन्क डी.
Sir, we
Sir,
have
they
double.
double D. Jane Prasad. Double D.
ठीक है, अभी एक नेशनल पार्क जो है वो छूट रहा है, उसको हम लोग कल कवर कर लेंगे. एंड यहाँ पे एक दूसरा नेशनल पार्क है इस साइड में, कोई एक लोकेशन पे है, उसका आप कोई नेम बताएगा मुझे? अरुणाचल प्रदेश में है जो कल हमने डिस्कस
Namdapha.
किया था उसको.
Namdafa.
नामदफा. और एक यहाँ पे एक नेशनल पार्क है, उसका नेम बताओ.
Moling.
यहाँ कहीं मोलिंग नेशनल पार्क, ठीक है. और जो नागालैंड में नेशनल पार्क है उसका नेम क्या है?
Tangi.
ठीक है, तो इतना ही था. अभी मोलिंग को भी यहाँ कहीं बीच में डाल देते हैं. तो अब इनको अगर हमको अरेंज करना हो तो कैसे करेंगे? इसको मैं किससे पूछूं? अभय, यहाँ पे मोलिंग नेशनल पार्क है, यहाँ पे काजीरंगा है, और ए है दिब्रू साइखोवा, और यहाँ पे कौन सा नेशनल पार्क है, विच वन इज दैट?
Namdapha.
Namdafa.
Namdapha National Park. So these are four national park. One is Moling, second is Namdapha, third is Dibru Saikhoba, and fourth is Kaziranga. अबे आप अरेंज कर पाओगे इनको नॉर्थ से साउथ की तरफ? इमजा, इमजा कैन यू प्लीज? हाँ, अबे आप करो अरेंज। नॉर्थ
सर
से साउथ की तरफ।
सर 2 मिनट। नॉर्थ से साउथ।
हम्म
सॉरी सर। नहीं।
काफी टाइम लग रहा है, आप थोड़ा जल्दी कीजिए। कोई और? इमजा, इमजा शर्मा, कैन यू हियर मी? कोई और ही जिसको करना हो कोई भी कर दो।
सर मोलिंग, नामदफा, दिब्रू, काजीरंगा।
हाँ ठीक। मोलिंग, नामदफा, दिब्रू, एंड उसके बाद में काजीरंगा। ठीक है, ए ऑर्डर हो गया नॉर्थ से साउथ। और अब देखो, आप लोगों के सामने चीजें हैं, अगर आप लोग ऐसे नहीं कर पाओगे तो कैसे काम चलेगा, आप ये बताओ। अच्छा नहीं लगता ना कि आप साम ऑलमोस्ट आपके सामने चीजें एज इट इज लिख दी हैं, ठीक है, ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक लिख दी है। अगर आप इसको एक बार कंफर्म कर लो तो हो जाएगा, ऐसे नहीं करोगे तो कैसे चलेगा बताओ। थोड़ा सा तो मतलब प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड रखो। चलो ठीक है, यहाँ ये हो गया, बाकी हम लोगों ने ये सब डिस्कस कर ही लिया है। अभी do we have to do you want me to discuss article 15 to 18 or not, or what we can do, we can take a separate session for it tomorrow maybe in the afternoon? अभी बहुत टाइम हो गया है, 1 घंटे 18 मिनट हो गए
यस
हैं।
सर।
हम्म?
यस सर, कल ले लीजिएगा।
कल हमारा ये रेगुलर जो सेशन है वो तो ऑब्वियसली 9 PM होगा, और हमारा जो आर्टिकल्स बच रहे हैं उनको हम लोग कल डिस्कस कर लेंगे। व्हाट टाइम शुड बी डिस्कस? I can discuss right now also, but it's just that it's I mean almost 78 minutes. 2 बजे डिस्कस कर लें कल, 2 PM।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ठीक है, 2 PM, 7 PM के बाद फिर हमको 9 PM पे ही डिस्कस करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा ज़्यादा नहीं हो जाएगा?
7 to 8 फिर break.
5 बजे कर लें?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
ठीक है। Okay, so at 5 we'll discuss about Article 15 to 18, and I'll also discuss include 19 also. And two things, I have already discussed equality before law and equal protection of law, due process of law, and procedure established by law. So this is a request that please read about it, and tomorrow we'll discuss these four concept also. Once again, we'll discuss. So it will be a kind of revision, and we'll discuss these five articles. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in the coming days, would we go for rivers and important hills?
सब कुछ करेंगे। देखो 1 महीने के अंदर हमारा जो है एक कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। देखो साथ साथ में हम थोड़ा बहुत रिवर्स तो वी आर ऑलरेडी डिस्कसिंग वन थिंग। सेकंड थिंग, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्टॉप इट नाउ। I'll stop once we are, just a week away from prelims, okay, or maybe a 2 week away from prelims. Otherwise, every day we'll be doing this discussion for 1 hour or whatever time it takes. Because whatever we are discussing, short question will come in UPSC, and these are the things at least we are discussing. So we are doing kind of revision also. Whatever say we have discussed yesterday that this Namdapha National Park and Natanki National Park and Moling National Park. So we have discussed. So we are doing simultaneously revision also, because these things you need to remember, right? And for that, these kind of things are needed. So we are doing. Apart from that, we'll do hills. We'll do everything. From my end, I'll do everything. See, I have said that I'll do whatever is needed to crack this examination. So from my end, I'll do. If people don't want to come, it's their choice. But one thing I know, if they are not coming, see, because one thing I have already mentioned and again, it's not a class. It's just a discussion forum where we are discussing. So if people are not able to participate in discussion, then whose loss is this? This is not my loss. I have taken money from the people, okay? And even if I don't do also, no one will ask me, and I can answer also. People that it's not my duty. I did not say that for 5 months, 6 months, or whatever time I'll come live and every day I'll discuss. I am doing for you people, but सबको समझ में ही नहीं आता है। अभी किसी ने माइक ऑन कर लेना है, किसी ने माइक ऑफ करना है, 10-15 मिनट ऐसे ही बर्बाद हो जाते हैं। तो टाइम की यूटिलिटी समझो ना, एक एक मिनट इम्पॉर्टेंट है। तो वही है कि अगर आपके ग्रुप के लोगों से आप टच में हो और अगर लोग आ सकें तो सबके लिए बेहतर रहेगा। और अगर आपको चाहिए तो यू कैन इनवाइट योर फ्रेंड्स ऑल्सो, है ना? आप उनको लिंक भेज के उनको इनवाइट कर सकते हो। इट्स बेटर कि जितने लोगों का बेनिफिट हो उतना अच्छा है। हमें क्या दिक्कत है, जितने ठीक से लोग आएंगे डिस्कशन में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे, अच्छा रहेगा सबके लिए। बाकी देखते हैं। तो जो कल का टास्क है मैं थोड़े से टाइम में आपको या सुबह मॉर्निंग में शेयर कर दूंगा। और सैटरडे संडे हमारा टेस्ट भी है ना? तो उस दिन भी हम इसको रखें, क्यों इसको बंद करना है? इसको बंद नहीं करते हैं, सैटरडे संडे में भी रखते हैं। व्हाट डू यू से?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है ना?
Okay, sir.
क्योंकि वॉट आई एम थिंकिंग कि अगले 20 to 25 डेज में हम नेशनल पार्क कवर कर लें। मोस्टली नेशनल पार्क कवर करने का मतलब कि हमारे 2 से 3 क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट हो गए। इसके बाद जो हम इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन कवर कर रहे हैं, तो मोस्टली जितने हैं इंपॉर्टेंट वो कवर हो जाएं, इंडेक्स कवर हो जाएं। तो ऐसे हमारे कम से कम 7-8-10 क्वेश्चन बन जाएंगे। इसके बाद फिर जो अदर इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया हो गए, जैसे कि हिल्स हो गए, कहाँ कौन सा मिनरल्स मिलता है, ये सब चीज़ें हो गई, तो हम इनको भी डिस्कस कर लेंगे। और साथ साथ में जो भी चीज़ें आती रहेंगी, कुछ कुछ करंट अफेयर्स का भी होगा, जैसे गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स कल हमने काफ़ी सारी डिस्कस कर ली थी। इसी तरीके से चीज़ें चलेंगी। थोड़ा सा आप लोग भी कंट्रीब्यूट करो, आपके दिमाग में भी कोई इनोवेटिव आइडिया आए, डिस्कस करो अपना। अभी मैं पता है व्हाट आई सी कि बिकॉज आई नो देर आर पीपल हु आर टेलिंग मी कि ग्रुप में आपस में ग्रुप मैंने बना दिए, वहाँ लोग जो है गॉसिप भी करते रहते हैं। अरे भाई पढ़ाई कर लो, जब आपका प्रीलिम्स हो जाए, मेंस हो जाए, उसके बाद दिन भर गॉसिप करना अभी तो मत करो ना। आपके पास आपका टाइम बहुत प्रीसियस है। इंडिविजुअली लोग एक दूसरे को मैसेज करके सिर्फ गॉसिप करते हैं, कुछ नहीं, आपका ये टारगेट हुआ, आपका नहीं हुआ। अरे हर आदमी की कैपेबिलिटी अलग अलग है। Animes can do a target in 3 hours or 4 hours. There may be some other person who cannot do those target in 9 hours also. So it depends on individual capacity. Why do you want to take feedback from other person? That is one big problem. If it is being burdensome, okay, then text me, I'll reduce the target, because that is in my hand. But you are discussing in your among yourself, because it is not going to harm me in any way. once again I'll say I have taken money, okay, and bluntly I can say it's not going to harm me because you can't take back money from me. I have provided my services, whether you use them or not. But at least for your sake that this time is very important and it won't come back. अभी एक नंबर से भी रुक जाएगा ना, 2 नंबर से प्रीलिम्स, और हो सकता है आपने उस 20 मिनट आधे घंटे में कुछ पढ़ लिया होता तो आपका वो एक क्वेश्चन बन जाता, तो फिर वो आपको बहुत रिग्रेट होगा। तो लाइफ में वो चीज़ें मत करो जो आपको बाद में रिग्रेट दें। आपका एक 1.5 साल बर्बाद होता है यूपीएससी में। और जो लोग, अभी मेरा दोस्त है, ही वॉज लिटरली क्राइंग, नहीं हुआ ना मेंस उसका, इतना मेहनत किया बंदे ने, सब कुछ हुआ। तो किस स्टेज पे आपके साथ कहाँ हो जाओ, यूपीएससी हो जाए, इसके बाद जैसा जिसको जो करना हो आप फ्री हो करने के लिए। बट अभी तो थोड़ा सा सीरियस हो जाओ। ठीक है, चलो हम लोग अब कल मिलते हैं।
Sir, I have a doubt.
यस यस, प्लीज टेल मी।
Sir, like when we read this wildlife sanctuary or national park, there is a lot of species written on Wikipedia. So how one should chalk out कि कौन सा पढ़ना है, कौन सा नहीं पढ़ना?
उतना आप नहीं पढ़ो जितना मैं जैसे आपको नोट्स देता हूँ ना, तो वो चीज़ें, उन चीज़ों में मैं ऑलमोस्ट जितना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है वो कवर कर देता हूँ, ठीक है। अभी किसी को थोड़ा बहुत एक्स्ट्रा, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट दिख गया तो ठीक है, कर लिया, अदरवाइज मत करो आप। जितना मैं नोट्स तो आपको दे ही रहा हूँ उसके,
ठीक है सर।
ठीक है। और अगर पॉसिबल हो तो इनकी खुद की वेबसाइट्स रहती हैं, जितनी भी नेशनल पार्क्स हैं, तो उस वेबसाइट पे चले जाया करो आप,
ओके सर।
ठीक है।
हेलो सर।
हाँ निमेश।
सर हम मिडिवल सॉरी मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री का टारगेट तो चल रहा है ना?
हाँ हाँ।
तो कैन इट बी कंप्लीटेड बाय 3rd of April?
मोस्ट प्रोबेबली कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। देखो अभी हम लोगों ने कहाँ तक कर लिया है, हम लोगों ने इसको कर लिया है आज जो है आपका सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट तक, ठीक है। और क्या था, एक गांधी इरविन पैक्ट तक, ठीक है। बेसिकली हमने वहाँ तक कवर कर लिया है इसको। तो अब इसके बाद में हम लोग जो है नेक्स्ट कल मोस्ट प्रोबेबली क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट तक कवर कर लेंगे। इसके बाद एक उसमें ये हो जाएगा 47 तक हो जाएगा, तो दो नेक्स्ट 2 उसमें हमारा इतना हो जाएगा। इसके बाद में जो भी चीज़ें बची हैं, जैसे कि ब्रिटिशर्स की एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पॉलिसीज जो थी, कुछ गवर्नर जनरल एंड वाइसरॉय वो कवर करेंगे, ठीक है। इनकी इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज हो गई, उसको हम अलग से कवर करेंगे। फिर जो भी ये एजुकेशनल पॉलिसीज थी, या फिर मीडिया को कर्व करने के लिए या प्रेस फ्रीडम कर्व करने के लिए जो भी एक्ट लेके आए थे उनको अलग से कर लेंगे। तो इस तरीके से अगले 6-7 दिन में मेरे समझ से हो जाना चाहिए, कर
सर
लेंगे हम लोग।
एक्चुअली ऑन 3rd April देयर इज फुल टेस्ट ऑफ हिस्ट्री।
कर लेंगे हम, 3 अप्रैल को है तो हो जाएगा, ठीक है। बाकी इकोनॉमी भी हमारा एक तरीके से लगा लो 40% के आसपास कंप्लीट ही है। कुछ जीडीपी हो गया ना हम लोगों का।
यस सर यस।
हाँ जीडीपी हो गया है, ठीक है। इन्फ्लेशन हमारा हो गया है, पब्लिक फाइनेंसेस का भी काफ़ी पार्ट कवर हो गया है। अब टैक्सेशन रह रहा है, और इसके बाद में बैंकिंग भी हमारा कंप्लीट हो गया है। तो ठीक ठाक सा पोर्शन कवर कर लिया है हम लोगों ने। फिर कुछ कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं कि हम लोग जो है ये टॉपिक्स कवर करने के बाद में कुछ चीज़ें हम ऐसी ले लेंगे कि जो रैंडम आती हैं यूपीएससी में कहीं से भी, उनका मतलब एक कुछ फिक्स जोनर नहीं होता है, बट यूपीएससी पूछती है। तो वो हम उस टाइप के, जो एक मैं बोल रहा था ना आप लोगों की, जो 20 क्वेश्चन होते हैं वो हर कोई कर सकता है, जिनका दोज हु हैव लिटिल प्रिपरेशन, ठीक है। 20 से 30 क्वेश्चन वो लोग कर लेते हैं जिनका ठीक ठाक सा प्रिपरेशन हो, एलिमिनेशन मेथड और ये थोड़ा बहुत कर रहे हैं। उसके बाद जो 50 के बाद क्वेश्चन होते हैं वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाते हैं। तो हमारा मेन फोकस होगा वो 50 के बाद वाले क्वेश्चन टारगेट करना, बिकॉज दोज आर द क्वेश्चन विच विल डिसाइड योर सिलेक्शन, है कि नहीं।
यस सर। सर और मेंस हो जाएगा ना?
मेंस चिंता मत करो, नहीं मेंस हो जाएगा।
कम टाइम है, डर लग रहा है।
ऑप्शनल करके रखना अपना, ठीक है। ऑप्शनल करके रखना, और थोड़ा थोड़ा ये जो स्कीमें हैं ना, आप ये स्कीम्स पढ़ रहे हो, इनको याद रखते जाना। अभी टाइम है, क्योंकि हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें कर रहे हैं। आप क्या कहते हैं, हिस्ट्री हमने पढ़ी, ज्योग्राफी हम लोग पढ़ेंगे, इकोनॉमी पढ़ रहे हैं, तो ये तो सेम ही रहेगी, कुछ चेंज तो होगा नहीं। अब इसको जो करंट इस तरीके से चीज़ें करते हैं हम लोग, वो कर लेंगे उसके बाद। बट आप अपना ऑप्शनल देइए ना, तो प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी। ऑप्शनल अच्छे से रखना, बाकी हम लोग मैनेज कर लेंगे, आप चिंता मत करो।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, अभी जो है प्रीलिम्स पे फोकस करो, क्योंकि प्रीलिम्स है, मेंस जब आएगा तो मेंस भी देखा जाएगा। अभी मैं आपको ट्रस्ट में मुझे बताऊं कि मैं क्वेश्चन पेपर फ्रेम करता हूँ ना, कभी कभी मुझे ही लगने लगता है यार अब नहीं हो पाएगा मुझसे, लेकिन फिर मैं सोचता नहीं नहीं यार, ये नहीं हो पाएगा क्या है, ये तो करना ही है ना। तो जब करना है तो फिर चाहे 2 घंटे सो, चाहे 3 घंटे सो, चाहे बिल्कुल मत सो, करना है तो करना है, फिर कोई एक्सक्यूज़ नहीं होना है लाइफ में। तो ऐसे ही जब मेंस आएगा तो भाई मेंस में जो है 16 17 18 घंटे पढ़ना सिर्फ अपना, क्या कहते हैं, और 5 घंटे सोना, इसके बाद में मेंस ऐसे ही करना है।
ओके
तो
सर।
उसमें हम लोग थोड़ा सा इंटरेक्टिव ग्रुप कर लेंगे, और बाकी मैं कुछ लोगों को मतलब अभी नेम नहीं लूँगा, बट जो है ना, इट्स नॉट अबाउट मनी, बट आई वॉन्ट टेक फ्यू पीपल आगे से, क्योंकि कुछ लोग मिसक्रिएंट्स हैं, तो वो एक के चक्कर में 5 6 का नुकसान करते हैं। तो अभी मैं जो है कुछ लोगों को ऐसी टाटा बाय बाय बोल दूंगा धीरे से। उनका मेरा जो कमिटमेंट है वो प्रीलिम्स तक है, उसको कंप्लीट करने के बाद मैं टाटा। उसके बाद में हमारे, अगर मुझे आपको बता रहा हूँ मैं, कम से कम 35 लोग इस बार प्रीलिम्स बनाएंगे, ठीक है। और आप लोग रैंक लिस्ट से भी देख सकते हो, क्योंकि जो 70 70 भी स्कोर कर रहे हैं उन लोगों की भी बहुत चांसेज हैं। अब जो नीचे कर रहे हैं उनके चांसेस तो हैं, लेकिन अब वही है कि वो कैसे कर पाते हैं, मतलब उनके चांसेस ख़त्म नहीं हुए, चांसेस तो उसी दिन ख़त्म होंगे जिस दिन छोड़ दिया उन्होंने।
So do you have any
So do you have any
मतलब how can we prepare for prelims?
क्या कह रही हो अंकिता?
So prelims clear confidence नहीं आता।
1 मिनट मुझे अपना माइक ऑफ करने दो।
So I'm saying कि prelims clear होगा, ऐसा confidence नहीं आ रहा अंदर से।
कॉन्फिडेंस
सेम
नहीं आ
ईयर
रहा तो
सर।
और पढ़ाई करो, है ना। बहुत सिंपल चीज़ें हैं, देखो आप दोनों तरीके से ले सकते हो। कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा है तो छोड़ दो पढ़ना। दूसरा आपका है कि नहीं आ रहा कॉन्फिडेंस, तो और पढ़ाई करो, कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा ऑब्वियसली, है ना।
Sir, I just would like to say to Animesh sir, like, is there any strategy or like how would he get the score around 130 plus?
अनिमेश बताओ इनको, उस दिन मैंने आपको पूछा था शायद।
सर मैं अकेले रहता हूँ और कुछ यहाँ कोई दोस्त नहीं है। दिन भर पढ़ना ही पड़ता है।
Okay.
और अंकिता आपके तो मार्क्स भी अच्छे आ रहे हैं, आपका सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है, तो आपको कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा तो कैसे काम चलेगा।
नहीं सो मेरा environment बहुत weak है,
अभी बोलो आप, क्योंकि मेरा जो माइक ऑन रहता है ना तो आपकी आवाज़ नहीं सुनाई देती मुझे।
सो मैं बोल रही हूँ मेरा एनवायरनमेंट ज्योग्राफी काफी वीक है, एंड इन डिस्कशन से मुझे रियलाइज होता भी है कि मेरा एनवायरनमेंट और ज्योग्राफी काफी वीक है। और यही नहीं, और भी, बट एनवायरनमेंट और ज्योग्राफी तो है।
इन्वायरमेंट हम लोगों ने पढ़ ही लिया है, उसका आप एक बार उसका रिवीजन करना शुरू कर दो। ज्योग्राफी हम लोग करेंगे, इसके बाद ज्योग्राफी का हम लोग डिस्कशन भी कर लेंगे ठीक ठाक सा। जिनको छोड़ना है वो छोड़ सकते हैं, क्योंकि अभी हम लोग अब पढ़ने का कोई डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे, यही सब डिस्कस करेंगे। सो दोज हु वांट टू लीव दे कैन लीव, एंड आई विल स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग ऑल्सो।